What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, hey, hey. This your boy Greg Napier coming to you again live from my home office here in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am so excited about today because guess what? It's Friday. And guess what happens with Friday? Every day is Friday with me. I was telling one of my friends today and also my wife that we don't have vacation days and we don't have hump days. We have freedom days. So let me know where you're chiming in from, what city, what state, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out and let you know how much I love you. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment bar. If you're live, let me know if you're live. If you're on the replay, let me know that as well. There's a topic that that's dear and near to my heart because I used to be this guy. Yeah, I used to be this guy. I used to be the guy that was chasing shiny objects, floating over here, floating over there, doing a little of this and doing a little of that. Even one time I tried to justify in my mind. Yes, I tried to justify in my mind to run two network marketing companies, and I wasn't even successful in one of them. And I'm trying to, in my mind, justify like one company actually was taking care of something which was considered the health and wellness game, and then the other one was taking care of was specifically for the financial game. And I said to myself, I can build a team in both of these because that's near and dear to my heart. I want to be healthy on this from this aspect, and I want to be good on my finances. And I was going back and forth with both of these companies in my mind. And I had memberships in both, and I was trying to build teams in both of these companies at the same time. That was totally insane, but I was doing it anyway for as much as I thought I could until it got to the point where I was like, man, I can't keep doing this. I have to make a decision and I have to stay focused and I have to be consistent and I have to understand that, listen, if you keep chasing two rabbits, you're going and trying to you're going to go down a rabbit hole and you're going to be, both of you, you're just not going to make it. It's just not going to happen. I didn't know this. And it wasn't like I wasn't getting good advice from people. I just ignored the advice. I just kept wanting to be in both these companies at the same time. I kept trying to justify in my mind all of the things that both of them brought to the table. And they brought both good things to the table. On the one hand, the health and wellness company was great. On the other hand, the financial company was great. If I could have married them two together, I would have done that, but I couldn't. So in 2016, I had to make a decision. I had to say, look, Greg, one of these got to go. And I had to say, once I decide to let one of these go, somebody's going to be upset and somebody's going to be happy. But nonetheless, the main person that I need to be concerned with was me. I mean, I'm out here like, okay, I'm trying to justify my mind. I'm trying to go to meetings for this company over here. Let's just say for this live here, company A and company B. So company A is having an event. Company B is having an event. So at some point, the time wouldn't work because I'm like, okay, well, I really need to go over here and see what's company A talking about. Then I really do need to go over here and see what company B is talking about as well. I'm trying to get on webinars for both teams at the same time, and I'm trying to. And in the meantime, while I'm trying to navigate both of these companies, I still got a life to maintain with my wife. I got a household to run. And it just wasn't working. I had no balance. I was upside down because here's the deal. What I didn't discover is I got to spend money in both of these. I got to talk to two different types of people. I got to talk to the health and wellness people over here. I got to talk to the financial people over here. So I'm trying to build a team of health and wellness. I'm trying to build a team of finances. And so At one point, I got to talk about finances to these people. I got to talk about health and wellness over here, and it was becoming very confusing. And this is why I'm qualified to talk to you about shiny objects and not being focused, getting out of focus. Now, this is what's so interesting about this topic is that when I got this book by Gary Keller, and I'm going to recommend that you get this book. It's called The One Thing. He says you should focus on one thing until you become very successful at that one thing. And that resonated with me. He says take 4 hours out of your day, depending on what those 4 hours are and what they look like to you, and focus on the one thing for those 4 hours until you complete it, and do that over a series of 90-day increments. Like every 90 days, you're doing so much of that one thing in 90 days. Do an assessment. In the beginning, he says 30 days. Look at it in 30 days. Okay, 30 days, look at this. See, you got the pros and cons. What do you need? What are your strengths in this? What are your weaknesses in this? And constantly keep working on that. As I was reading that book, and I was saying, this is making sense. So in 2016, I made a decision that I had to drop one. So I dropped the health and wellness, and I picked up the financial. It turned out that the financial decision was a better decision than keeping the health and wellness. I knew that, okay, I wouldn't be a part of this health and wellness company, but I could still work on my health and my wellness without being a part of the company. But over here with the financial, the strategies over here worked, and I started applying them in my life, and then I started getting better and better and better and better. And I'll talk about that later on in another video for another day on what happened as a result of me making the decision to concentrate and focus on the one thing. I promise you, when you focus on one thing at a time, it may be a little difficult at first because you got these people walking around here talking about this multitasking stuff. Multitasking is not effective. I didn't mean to bust nobody's bubble, because here's what multitasking does. It has you doing multiple things but not accomplishing nothing. Because when you multitask, you're doing, okay, just say you're doing 5 things at one time. If you don't get all 5 things complete, what was the purpose of multitasking? The whole purpose of you multitasking is to complete the mission. So if you got 5 things that need to get done and they're on your list to get done for today, and you don't get all 5 done, guess what? And this is what one of my mentors told me, and it made sense. And he recommended, I'm going to another book now by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. So you got 5 things that you're slotted to do for that day. And when it just says you got the 5 things, and you do 3 out of the 5. You got 2 left, but you got another day. So you started on Monday. This is why multitasking doesn't work, because here's day 2, which is Tuesday. You have you have 5 more things you're going to do on Tuesday, or you may be doing the same. You got to repeat from Mondays. So that's 3 plus the 2. That means what's happening is, even though that comes to be 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. But you got to add these, you got to take the 2 that you didn't complete. Remember, Monday you had 5, but you only did 3. Now you over here in Tuesday, you got to bring those 2 with you. Now you might add 5 more things. So that's 7 things on Tuesday. So now what's happening is you keep piling up stuff because you're not completing. Now here comes Tuesday, and say you only get 4 things done on Tuesday. You got Wednesday, and now you got 5 more things, because every day you got something different that you got to do: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now on Wednesday, you didn't do before, so you got 3. So 3 plus 5, that's 8. Whereas if you would have just looked at the time frame here on Monday and completed the 5, now 5 are done. You got to stay focused. You have to, in this case, you have to stay laser focused. I'm sharing this stuff with you because these are the bumps in the road that I participated in that was a total mess. When I decided to put my head down and get laser focused, things start changing for the better. I start getting out of debt. I start working on my what's called an emergency fund. I start working on my credit. I start working on my life from a financial perspective. And my life did a 180. Now, my health didn't fail because I was still doing things that I was supposed to do with my health. I just wasn't a part of a network marketing company per se. So I wasn't trying to work two companies because you can't work two companies. I don't care what I know some of the best marketers out here on the planet, literally, and I've met them personally, and they'll tell you the same thing. You can't do two companies. You can't do. It says what you do is you become very efficient at one, and it's running on autopilot. Then when that company that you're running is running on autopilot, then you can come pick up and start another company. But this company over here is running on autopilot. All you're doing is just checking in periodically. You got some real good leaders, and you should be putting other leaders inside. They're putting other leaders inside. I'm not in the beginning. If you're brand new, that's not something that we want to talk about. A brand new person should stay focused. They should stay focused and understand the importance of consistency and being focused. And as you can see in the ticker going below, ask yourself, are you a finisher? I heard a gentleman, two gentlemen yesterday where I was on the guy's podcast, and these are 7-figure earners, and I know this personally because I knew one of them, and the one who was hosting our podcast, he was talking to a guy that was making more money than him. And both of them have been in for over 30-something years. And I sit there, and the biggest takeaway I got from that, because I couldn't be on the podcast long because I had to do something else, but the biggest podcast, he says, are you a finisher? I said, man, that's a great question. And there's a lot of people out here who start and stop things. Doesn't make them a failure. It just means that they lack concentration. And I said this to my audience this morning when I was walking. I walk every morning, 7 days a week at 6:30 in the morning. And I asked the question, are you a finisher? And I had to be 100% transparent because I said this to them. I said, hey, I've been known to grab books and I may read 2 or 3 chapters and then I put that book down. And then another book is getting recommended to me somewhere along the line. And now I pick that book up and I'm ordering that book, but I didn't finish this book. So what I did was I told them, I said, I'm challenging myself to read 10 books, hook or crook. Right now, I finished one. I'm in the middle of the second one. I'm on chapter 5. I'll be on chapter 6, and I'm reading 5 days a week, each book. Okay. And the reason I'm challenging myself is because I said I want to be a finisher. I don't want an unfinished product. I want to be a finish. I want to be a finisher. I'm walking every day. My goal in this walking is to walk 6 miles by November. Okay. I'm at 2.5 right now. Yeah. My other goal is to lose 20 pounds. That's 3 things that I want to do. I want to lose 20 pounds by November. I want to read 10 books by November. And I want to be able to walk 6 miles. And then then and only then can I consider myself a finisher. And I got a special treat for you. If you want to partner up with me and get into that challenge with me and list your goals of what you want to finish and become a finisher of, just let me know. You can go over here to, I put it on here right now, gregsaid.com, and there'll be a button on there that says work with me. Work with me, and then I got another page that I'm working on that's going to, and I'm working on it. It's not up yet. I still got a few more tweaks to it. I just finished the video today to add to the page, and the page should be done next week sometime, and I'll let you know when I get closer to having the page done. And it'll be inside. We'll all be inside of this group, and we'll all be sharing our accomplishments. Like I shared today with the group that I've reached a milestone because I've been walking since April the 8th. And most of you don't know this unless you've been following me for any length of time. I had major surgery on my chest. They slit my chest down 8 inches deep. 8 inches long, and took a tumor out the size of a grapefruit. And so the doctor said that only thing he wants me to do is walk. So I've been walking since April, I think the 8th or the 9th. Yes, I've been walking. Well, it's actually the 8th because my wife told me today it's April the 8th because I'm already at the 4-month mark. So every 8th of the month is another month of me walking. So I'm finishing. The only way I won't get out in the elements and walk is if it rains. But my wife has given me a plan B where we can get in the car and go to the local mall and we can walk in the mall. So I'm going to get that walk in. I am going to be a finisher. My life from this point on, after I listened to that podcast yesterday, that was some strong meat for me. And I want to be a finisher. And I want to be matter of fact, even if you steal it, it's okay. But I'm gonna have one of my younger brothers create this T-shirt for me that says, "I am a finisher." Yeah, I'm gonna call him up this evening and say, "Hey, can you make this shirt for me? I am a finisher. I am a finisher." And people gonna want to know what that means. And that's gonna start a conversation. Yeah, I am a finisher. Then you have to ask yourself, are you a finisher? And see, here's the kicker. I am a finisher gonna go on the front. Are you a finisher is gonna go on the back. It's gonna be Greg said, are you a finisher on the back? I am a finisher is gonna go on the front. You may take it, that's okay, it don't matter. I don't care. See, I don't operate in scarcity. See, I operate in what's for me is for me, what's for you is for you. See, God's going to bless me regardless if you go out and take that today or tomorrow or whenever you do. One thing for sure, what you can't take is that I am a finisher. So you have to ask yourself, are you a finisher? Are you going to stay focused on the task at hand? And if you want to be a part, if you want to join hands with me, just go over there and put the information in, bam. And then you and I, or all of us, can get together and we can share our accomplishments. Because I can assure you that I'm going to finish everything that I set out to do because I'm tired of having incomplete projects throughout my life. And I've had quite a few of them. Quite a few of them. So I wanted to share that with you and continue to ask you this question. Are you a finisher? I am a finisher. Greg said, are you a finisher? It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm looking forward to having the shirts. One of my pastor friends has a shirt right now that says, anointed but flawed. Yes. So you got to ask yourself, are you a finisher? Do you want to have incompletes the rest of your life, or do you want to have completes? So in order for you to do that, you have to be consistent and you have to stay focused. It ain't hard. It's just something you have to be mindful of. I look forward to getting up every morning and spending my time with the Lord and then getting out and walking at 6:30 every morning. I look forward to that. I look forward to coming out here at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, sharing information of my life. My mission is to help people have a better quality of life in their business and their life. And just being transparent and sharing my life experiences. My life is an open book. I want to leave this earth better than it was when I got here. Yeah. I want to leave empty, even though my glass is half full. So with that said, I want you to have a great weekend. You know why? Because you absolutely deserve it. And I'll see you on Monday, because I only do this Monday through Friday because I love to have fun and have not downtime, but just have good family time. I'm going up to Cleveland to see my brother and my sister-in-law who came to a family reunion on my father's side, and it's up in Cleveland, and I'll be there tomorrow after the walk. I like to spend family time. Yeah, yeah, ain't nothing like it. You have to learn, but you still have to stay focused. I got something good I want to share with you on Monday. So have a great weekend. If you're not off on the weekends, have a great 2 days off that you have anyway. But if you got the weekend off, be safe. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday, God willing, if the creek don't rise.